Hey, you know, we're at this point in this presentation where it's time to deliver the goods to our students. And obviously, if you're going to, I mean, you can take this presentation and utilize it for your in-person presentations. I mean, absolutely. But the gist of this is perfect for like a flipped presentation, or if you're teaching in a blended or online situation for a virtual presentation. Now, I got to give you a have you ever had an experience where you worked really hard on something? You released it to the world, and you wondered if anybody appreciated it or consumed it or thought about it or if it inspired anyone. I think a lot of teachers feel that way about the lessons that they create online because they're wondering, what the students are doing when they're working through this material. I mean, are they paying attention? Are they just, is the computer just in the corner of the room and they're not even looking at it? I mean, you can assign a video to students. They can hit play and go off and do whatever the heck they want, and you'll never know the difference. So that's why I want to focus on this delivery section because I think it's darned important. And it's going to answer the question. You're not going to wonder if somebody paid attention to what you created. You're not gonna wonder if someone actually consumed what you worked hard on. Okay, now when you get to the point where you have done your video and you have this file on your laptop or your computer, you can easily upload it to YouTube. And I mean, YouTube is so prolific. It's everywhere. People are familiar with it. I generally just upload my content to YouTube because students are so familiar with it and they're so comfortable with it. But you don't have to. You can choose not to do that, and there's some reasons not to do that. Some people are concerned about putting out their products to the larger world. I mean, some people don't want outsiders maybe watching lectures, watching presentations from their class, and then commenting on it. So, if you're concerned about this at all, that's not a problem. You can keep it private. You can just keep these videos within your class. And the way you do that is with this platform called Edpuzzle. Now, I feel kind of badly in this section because I feel like I'm doing a commercial for Edpuzzle, but I do believe that it's a great program, and I've used it for years. And when I get something like this and I use it and it works for me, I'm not the least bit shy about promoting it. So good job, Edpuzzle. And what one thing I love about it is it's kind of like watching an on-demand program that just became available. You know, when my wife and I we sit down, we watch a program that we perhaps missed, and so we click on demand and see that it's available. But there's commercials in there, and we can't fast forward through those commercials. It's frustrating in this day and age when you can't fast forward through a commercial. But your students are not going to be able to fast forward through your video and pretend like they watched it. Now, of course, they can put it in the corner and go off and do something else, but because you're going to embed questions, that's going to put them at a disadvantage. So I do like the on-demand nature of presenting your material in Edpuzzle, and I like the fact that the students can't fast forward. So obviously, what we're doing with Edpuzzle is we're introducing accountability into online instruction, and that's desperately needed. Last spring, when I was teaching in COVID-19, I had no idea what my students were doing a lot of the time. This will give you a window into their effort, and that's strong. And also, it's going to give you a feeling that you are connected to them, even though you might not be in class with them. You'll be connected to your students even when you're not with them, and that's powerful. Okay, so you're ready to get started. If your learning management system at your institution is either Schoology or Google Classroom working with Edpuzzle is going to be a snap because it can just upload your classes right in, which is a tremendous time saver. And I think many schools work with Schoology or Google Classroom, so that's going to be awesome. If you don't, I mean, check with your learning management system. It might be compatible. Or, I teach on a college campus right now, and we use Microsoft. Blackboard is our learning management system. But all my students have Gmail accounts. I can just make a list of Gmail addresses and just send them an invite that way. So, but I think most K-12 teachers are working with Google, and it's not going to be an issue at all. So you're gonna set up your classrooms, and then you're just going to upload content. Now, one thing that's really interesting about Edpuzzle, it just has links to many of the popular education video producing entities. Like you can go to Khan Academy, you can go to TED Talks, you can go to Crash Course, and you can upload those videos right to Edpuzzle. Obviously, YouTube is on there as well. But you also have the option, and this is going back to that concerns about your classroom and your content getting out into cyberspace. You also have the ability just to upload a video. And I've done that, and it works just fine. So if you have a video file on your computer, uh, the video file that you made in part one of this presentation, you can upload it right to YouTube, right to Edpuzzle, excuse me. Now, once you have it uploaded, this is where the magic starts. You can embed questions. And check this out. You have a couple of options here that are very important. You can embed a multiple choice question, which has a designated correct answer, or you can upload an open-ended question. I do a lot of open-ended questions because I want students to take chances, take intellectual risks, and tell me how they feel. I think that's that higher level thinking. But you can make multiple choice questions pretty thought-provoking and challenging as well. Uh, Here's an example I thought that I would put on there of a multiple choice question. And this is a good example of a thought-provoking question, a higher level thinking question where the students are asked to make a prediction. So I like this. And from the student perspective, they'll be watching this video and the video will stop. And then half the screen will display the question. They will type in their answer and then they will hit submit. And then they'll have the option to continue with the video. Now, the thing that I love so much about Edpuzzle is the ability to progress monitor, and it does it on a number of levels. Number one, you can do it from a whole class standpoint, like you see like a grade book look right here. And I just put myself in as an example student. I mean, your whole class would appear here, and you could see who watched what to completion, and it even has scores there for multiple choice questions. So like, let's say you missed a couple of those, it'll reflect in this grade book. So the progress monitoring from a classroom standpoint is outstanding. But then you can also go in and look at each student. As you can see, I'm using myself as an example. And you can see here that I didn't watch the whole thing. I waited till the last question and I stopped watching it. There goes into that accountability factor. 80% of the video was watched. I spent 5 minutes watching this video. You can also see a red dot down there in between the two gray dots because on purpose I missed the multiple choice question. So you can zoom in on that and you can see what took place. And you can zoom in on any question. And here's what I love so much. You can comment back. Again, enhancing that collaboration, that interactivity. So here's the question. Do you think most students are attentive during virtual presentations? And the student, myself, answered, they don't pay attention. So you can comment back, hey, maybe you want to try Edpuzzle. So it facilitates interaction between your students and you. So the thing that I love so much about Edpuzzle, the thing that I love so much about delivering online content in this way is it eliminates distances. You feel distant from your students when you are instructing in a virtual atmosphere, and Edpuzzle helps with that. Okay, just like before, you're not getting out of this part without an assignment. But this is a really hands-on, important assignment. I want you to team up with a colleague uh, that has the same email address as your learning management system. I think that'll work best that way. And it's been my practice over the years that you are foolish for attempting to utilize this stuff with students before you test run it on a colleague. So team up with a colleague and both of you log into Edpuzzle and then invite the other colleague to join your class. So, and they're going to invite you. So you're going to play two roles in this test run. Number one, you're going to be a teacher, and number two, you're going to be a student. So you're a teacher and you have your colleague in your class, and you're a student and you're in your colleague's class. Now, I want you both to upload a video, and it doesn't matter what the video is, just make it real short. It could be something you did or something from the internet. And then I want you to embed a question. You could maybe do an open-ended question and a multiple choice question. And then I want you to assign this video to your colleague. And then once they have submitted, you can go through and maybe shoot a comment back to them and do some progress monitoring on how they did, and make certain that you also experience this from a student perspective. Have them assign a video to you and you answer those questions. All right, good luck on delivering the epic virtual presentation that you created.